What's up, guys? We are here at Lacrosse Unlimited here in Plano, Texas. Andy, you've been here before. What's been your experience so far?
Well, as a fan of lacrosse, I can tell by going in there, whether you're a fan, player, you'll pretty much be a kid in a candy shop. They got everything you want lacrosse related in there, whether it be gear, apparel, equipment, just fun little knickknacks. It's a pretty cool place.
Awesome. Well, let's go in and check it out. Well, we're here today at Lacrosse Unlimited talking to Isaac. First of all, thank you for taking some time to talk to us today.
Absolutely.
I guess my first question is, how long has Lacrosse Unlimited been here in Plano?
It's been here in Plano since October 5th of 2021. We've been around just over a year, 2022. Yeah, just over a year now.
Nice, that's good. I mean, it honestly is a great shop, and you had the players here last year, so that was really awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool to have them in store. And that was actually, they came in only a couple months after I actually started working here. Took over, so that was kind of a cool thing, nice surprise.
Yeah, it's great timing with you and I don't know what.
Yeah.
You mentioned Lacrosse Unlimited has been here in Plano since September 2021, was it?
2022, yeah. We've been around just over a year. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Was that tied at all to the Panther City team coming here, or just the proliferation and growth of lacrosse and DFW in general?
Yeah, I think it's more than just the growth of the sport. I think we just opened up our 50th store in Florida. And I mean, I've only lived here a little over a year. But like already I've seen the growth just in the numbers of being able to coach and everything out here, and just seeing everybody come in and who needs new gear, brand new players. So that's been great to see too.
No, absolutely. 20 years ago when I was playing, the thought that there would be a dedicated lacrosse equipment and gear store was just unheard of to me.
Obviously, working in a lacrosse shop means that you probably played in the past. So, a little bit of history about yourself. How did you get started with that?
Yeah, I'm originally from Utah, and Utah's a lot like Texas, where it was only club. I wasn't able to start until the 6th grade, but like I got really bored of baseball. And so got really bored of baseball. I said, Dad, I need something else to do. And then I think I saw a Frosted Flakes commercial, and it had just a little clip of like lacrosse going, and I was like, oh, like, what is that? And so I ended up finding out. I watched a YouTube video of like lacrosse, best plays or big hits or something, and then I think a Mikey Powell video showed up, and I was like, okay, yeah, Dad, I want to do this. And then right after that, my next door neighbors got a couple of sticks. We ended up throwing around, and I was hooked, and never looked back. So then, so I grew up in Utah. I started playing in 6th grade, played all the way through college. I played at Southern Virginia University, started coaching club in college. And then, I coached at Southern Virginia University after I was, done playing, and then, moved out to Dallas and just carried on.
Nice. That's a crazy journey, but
yeah, I've kind of been everywhere, but that's been the great thing. Lacrosse has taken me places I could have imagined.
For sure.
And you kind of touched upon a little of this, but what would you say drew you to the sport initially? You mentioned having a baseball background and getting kind of bored with maybe I know there's probably more movement in lacrosse than in baseball.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I don't know. The problem with baseball is I was playing the most exciting positions, and I mean, not to talk trash for baseball, but I was pitching, I was playing shortstop and like first base. And I was just like, I'm standing there on the mound, and I'm just like, this is miserable. And and when you see the videos, and you're like, wow, it sounds really fun to run around the field and hitting people with a metal stick. That sounds great. So I mean, yeah, watching that video and just watching, I don't know, you see the athleticism and how fluid the play can be, and you can see that lacrosse can be an art form, just like basketball or any other sport. Yeah, lacrosse is an absolute art form, and I think that's what really drew me to it.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Was there a specific position that you focused on?
I mean, throughout my entire career, just kind of as the utility guy.
Gotcha.
Like even in college, you know, I played attack, and then I switched to offensive midi, go to defensive midi, and even LSM for a little bit. Just kind of a utility guy. So I mean, just kind of a jack of all trades, and you know, and I think that was mostly because I was okay at everything.
Yeah.
But I wasn't great at just one thing. But that ended up like getting me on the field quite a bit. So it was definitely worth it.
You had your role and everything worked out. So.
Well, coming back to Lacrosse Unlimited, I mean, kind of, what's a good outline for the store? What all do you sell in here, and what do you cover with lacrosse?
Yeah, everything from protective equipment to custom sticks. We carry men's, women's. We have lots of clothes in here. We have some collegiate apparel, some USA lacrosse stuff, lots of funky shorts and socks. Let's see. I mean, we've got starter kits going for brand new players, and we try to make it not a super big, expensive jump just to get into the sport. So I think we're able to get a helmet, stick, all the protective equipment you need for like $300 to $350,
nice.
Which is entry-level lacrosse. Like that's really great because lacrosse is kind of an expensive sport.
Yeah.
But we have everything from top-of-the-line stuff to beginner stuff, and I mean, as our motto is, it's always custom dyes.
That's awesome. We were talking about, again off camera, like about which collegiate sport or which collegiate team probably gets the most notoriety with lacrosse. And he thought, at least for Texas, like maybe Texas A&M, just because you had that. But I mean, is there any schools around in Texas that you think maybe has a stronger lacrosse, following than any others? I know that's a hard thing to sell because football is king in Texas and everything else is below it. But
definitely, the thing with Texas is that there's not. I think the only NCAA program is like Southwestern. They're Division III.
Oh wow!
But I think that the University of Texas, with Kyle Hartzell being their head coach, definitely has like the biggest following in the state of Texas.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them go Division I in the next few years.
I'll have to look out for that.
Yeah. No, that's supposed to be in the group.
You're Texas fans.
Yeah, if the Longhorns got a team going, that'd be pretty sweet. Oh man. Well, so I think you touched upon this with what you're doing, coaching on the side now. And then between that and working here, have you found it pretty easy and kind of rewarding to grow the sport down here since you moved?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, just being around the kids, being able to grow the game. This is going to sound like really cheesy or maybe a little vulnerable, but I mean, lacrosse saved my life, ultimately. It wasn't just when I started, but like throughout the years, I mean, lacrosse just brought me so much, I don't know, happiness. It makes me feel alive. And so that's why I can't get away from it. That's why I'm trying to do it full time. That's why I run the lacrosse store and coach on the side. And it's just like to see a kid's look in their eye when you give them their first lacrosse stick and really excited about it. There's like no better feeling than that.
Nice.
I mean, other than like baby plank, but I can't really do that anymore. So
I would say, adding on top of that question, what would be like somebody comes in here? What's the kind of the most common questions you get asked whenever new parents or new players what's the most common thing you run into whenever people come in here?
It's a lot of like, okay, like how much is this? Or it's a lot of, okay, like what's the best thing for my son? Or what's the best thing for my daughter? And then quickly followed with like, okay, like how much is that? And I'm like, okay. So I try to work with people. I don't ever try to, I don't know, just scout people on prices and not just hand them the best stuff. I'm like, hey, what's going to work for you? I mean, I've been coaching and playing for so long. I know the gear really well, so I know kind of what to give beginning players. So I try to do what's best for the player. Yeah. Like that's who I try to look out for the most.
Yeah.
if you were to give what would be an ultimate sales pitch, not necessarily with equipment or gear in here, but with lacrosse, the sport in general, like, what would you say?
Oh man, I think lacrosse is it's the perfect blend of the great things from a bunch of other sports. So I mean, you see a lot of aspects from hockey, from soccer, from basketball. You see just kind of there's different styles to offenses and defenses, and it's, I don't know, but you still get great physicality, not like football physicality, but you still get that hockey feel. And also it's the oldest, most true American sport,
right. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of a great thing too.
Along those same lines, that's why I kind of got interested in lacrosse, especially box lacrosse at first. I didn't know a whole lot about it. I lived in Colorado for a while, knew about the team up there, and then I moved to Texas, and when I heard Panther City was coming to town, I'm like, I remember that. But I like hockey, and so box lacrosse kind of fit what I enjoyed watching. And,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like latched onto it.
Yeah, it's fast paced, and it's really, really cool to see the things that predominantly like field players will get after playing a couple months in box. You really see the two-man game, the pit game, and working in tight spaces, and yeah, just the pace is phenomenal to watch.
For sure. Well, speaking of box lacrosse, of course, we're talking about Panther City Lacrosse Club. You had a few players here last year. Just how was that experience? And then also just kind of, I mean, you said you kind of follow the NLL a little bit, but maybe not a Panther City fan just yet.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Utah, and the closest like professional teams I had to me was all the Denver teams. So that's just kind of what I latched onto. But being around here, yeah, quickly and especially after meeting the guys, and quickly like kind of converting to a Panther City.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Yeah.
we got plenty of room.
Yeah.
Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned vet, Lacrosse Unlimited has everything you need. Thank you again to Isaac for taking time with us, and be sure to check out their location in Plano, Texas.